Hello, so this is my app. I did not rename the form because in previous assignments we were told not to rename it. But basically, this is what I created. I stayed away from all the dark purples because I prefer to have lighter colors for readability. And that is kind of what I came through here. I set up all the, this is the picture box, and then I have a label for the title. I can show you over here, or I can't. Okay. So I have named, there's a text here, but I went through and I labeled all of my labels and text box, all this good stuff here. So named all my buttons. This one shows here, but as you can see, it is visible false. So right now you can see it until I run the program. This is kind of just the look before I run it. So I'm going to run that now. Okay, so a regular use case would be for me to enter a valid number. We'll do 12 inches and convert to meters. So 12 inches is 0.3048 meters. If I clear, it will clear everything out. Let's try 2 meters to inches. Click convert. And there you go. 2 meters is 78.7402 inches. Clear that out again. And this is what I was struggling with. Was thinking about it wrong, overthinking it, tried a bazillion different things, and I just could not figure it out. But after gave me an explanation and an analogy, which actually really helped me, I implemented it. So here I'll put some letters. I hit convert. Gives me this message. Please only enter a valid number for your group. Oh, I need to change that. Okay, so put letters in here. You hit convert. Please enter only a valid number for the unit. And that's the unit of measure, of course. And then I put a negative number. Convert. Please enter positive only. And the struggle was with this one. If I have nothing and I hit convert, please only enter a valid number for the unit. Okay, so that pretty much works. Clear, sets focus here, so you can see that. And if I hit exit, it closes the program. To go through my code here a little bit, I have my comments at the top to just describe what the program was about, the date, and the author. This is me accidentally clicking on and creating this, so I just left it there. The button for the exit, when you click that, it just runs the close. That one is pretty simple. And here, the clear button will set the default radio button inches to meters by setting this check to true. It's also going to clear out your text box. It's going to clear out the label as well, and it's going to make the text box a focus. The second thing here is the form load, which is out of order in my head, but I need to start clicking on things how I want them to look here. I think this is just me, the way it looks, so I don't like the out of order, but I kept it this way because I was struggling a little bit with this part. So this form load here, I just basically do the same thing here. I set the default radio button, blank out the text for the label and the text box, and then focus the text box that you type in. Here's the meat and potatoes. This is when you click the convert button. So I have multiple values here. I left this here because actually I'm going to take it out because I'm not using it, but I was using it in my original code. I have all my variables here. This is a conversion result variable for what you get after you do the math, and this is my number to convert as a string that comes in. Then I have a meter and inch defined, and I did it this way, and I know you mentioned you can only do one, but this was comfortable, and it probably would not make a lot of sense if I had a lot of different equations. I also did this way. I don't know if this is a right or wrong, but to me, I was able to make these meters and inches variables so I could later use them in the program. So I kept this code here because I was struggling with this, but this is where it started making sense to me as after the video. So the first thing I do is check is numeric, and if it is numeric, then there's a bunch of stuff I can do, right? If it's not numeric, you know you have to enter show an error message. So this is the error message here, and then I set the results text to nothing just to make sure that nothing shows up there. It comes in here, takes my number to convert and says, is it greater than 0? Okay, that means it's not a negative number, and if it is greater than 0, look to see which radio button's checked. If it's the first default one, then we're going to do the math here for inches, inches to meter, which takes my number that's entered and multiplies it by the dec meter, which is a 0.0254. It also sets these variables to inches and meters. And you know what? I just realized I could do that better because there's no reason I could have just swapped what they meant. Yeah, okay. So here, this one is if the other one's checked, do the math for the inch, as you can see up there. And then this is the way I did this personally, was I took the label text that shows the results, and I converted the number that I initially entered to a string, back to a string, put some space in here, put unit of measure depending on which is which, and then and then converted the result set to a string so I could print it out, and then again one of these variables. Actually, that's annoying me that I did it this way, but it made sense in my head at the time. So, and then here we go. So if it's not greater than 0, then it's going to come down here and input this, please enter a positive value only, and put the label results to nothing, just to make sure nothing shows up there. And then last but not least, and we already did this one, but I did leave my old code in here because I kind of wanted to show myself at a later date why, kind of review what was I thinking here. And maybe this is confusing, but for me, I just like the historical record, and that is it for me. One other little thing I want to show is that I did put an icon up here just to play around with my design, and that was kind of interesting. So that is all. Thank you very much.